He earns it.
Absolutely right. Great to have you with us as always. See you next time on The Chase Australia.
Thank you.
On 7's Gold Coast News, what caused traffic gridlock across the city's south and at the border?
Violent attacks showing youth crime spiralling out of control in a popular Broadwater suburb.
The coast's top cop in court after a confrontation with an officer.
School holiday bookings surge and looking even better after the borders open.
And a swimming legend goes to extreme lengths to prove his pools are COVID-proof.
Live from the Gold Coast, 7 News with Rod Young and Amanda Abate.
Good evening. It's been a day of chaos on coast roads.
It follows a serious incident on the M1 at Burleigh. We'll have more on that shortly, but first we begin with minor gridlock at the border.
At 9:30, traffic was flowing freely. By midday, it was backed up as far as the eyes could see. The Griffith Street crossing still at a crawl.
Today is a bit quicker than the last week, but yeah, it's still busy.
It's disgusting. That's 35 minutes and I've come 2 streets.
Well, I had to get my boarding pass up here. I had the old one, so I had to go around again.
But the new G passes are only valid until the end of the week.
On Friday at midday, there will be another change in that all states and territories, with the exception of Victoria, will be able to enter Queensland.
Then you'll need another new pass for every traveller. Police pleading for people to get them online beforehand.
If we can save only a couple of seconds for each vehicle, over a day it adds up and it'll help the traffic flow a lot smoother.
Adding to the urgency, a record 127 new cases in Victoria. After slamming Queensland's Premier over our border closures, Gladys Berejiklian is now following suit, cutting off the New South Wales border to Victoria from tomorrow.
Please know this isn't a decision we take lightly.
We will now be reviewing what that means for us and whether that makes any change to our posture.
Whatever happens, expect delays. Carly Madsen, 7 Gold Coast News.
New designs of the Coomera connector have just been released online. The proposed second M1 would start at Nerang Broadbeach Road, close to Metricon Stadium. From there it would veer east before tracking north, parallel with a heavy rail line. The highway will be 6 lanes wide.
Paradise Point business owners fear youth crime in their area is spiralling out of control and follows recent incidents escalating into violence.
Midday on Saturday, a youth attempts to conceal a drink inside his jacket at the Paradise Point Food Works. When confronted by staff at the counter, things escalate. The boy pulls out a taser-like device and lunges at an employee.
It's school holidays. We will see from time to time this sort of behaviour unfortunately occurring, but police will respond very quickly.
It's the latest in a string of petty crimes at Paradise Point. Locals claim the suburb is being terrorised by bike-riding youths.
It's everything from opportunistically trying to open up cars and seeing if they're unlocked, to targeting homes, and now we're seeing businesses.
The crimes are becoming more serious. A Good Samaritan was stabbed in the face behind the Grice Street Campro in December. The offender had been trying to steal codeine. His weapon, scissors, stolen from the shop front.
That was really terrible and lots of blood. If nothing has been happened and someone loses his life, that's not fair.
The local business community is fed up with young offenders getting away with just a slap on the wrist. They want the penalties to be tougher and the consequences more consistent. Council has recently installed 4 new CCTV cameras in the area, but the community want more, plus increased security patrols and more police on the ground. Kate Ryan, 7 Gold Coast News.
Police have suddenly dropped charges against an officer who unleashed a foul-mouthed tirade against the coast's top cop. A court heard the senior constable wanted to talk to his boss about troubles at work.
At an event encouraging officers to speak up, Senior Constable James Traynor has a meltdown.
He's a coward.
Throwing a goodie bag.
Are you okay? What a load of bullshit.
And offering to surrender his gun.
If you would feel better to take it, please.
As he storms off from the Black Dog Institute breakfast.
He gives his speeches, and he won't talk to me.
He's talking about Assistant Commissioner Brian Wilkins, the coast's top cop, who'd made a speech at the Broadbeach Bowls Club in February last year.
I asked him if he includes me in that pathetic speech that he gave.
The senior constable had emailed him previously about problems at work.
And he tells me that I'm being inappropriate and to go away.
It'd be inappropriate. The matter's before the court, so you've got to understand that I can't say anything.
Wilkins told the court Traynor interrupted his conversation with a former police chaplain. He said he wouldn't discuss Traynor's personal issues at the function and told him to leave.
So obviously he doesn't give a if I'm okay.
As the hearing neared its end, police withdrew the public nuisance charge. Traynor's lawyer says the matter should never have landed here in the first place.
Senior police officers could do much better in situations exactly like this.
Traynor has lodged bullying claims with the Industrial Relations Commission. Alex Lewis, 7 Gold Coast News.
School holidays have injected new life into the local tourist industry. Some operators were booked out over the weekend and are hopeful of an even bigger boost when the borders open on Friday.
It's a critical time for our tourism businesses, and Queenslanders have dug deep into their wallets. Over the weekend, 100% occupancy at the Nobby Beach Holiday Village.
Majority are from Brisbane, but even Coomera are coming down and getting a bit of the action.
And looking strong for the rest of the holidays.
We've definitely got bookings coming in from New South Wales at the moment, all drive-in market as well.
Arctique and Surfers Paradise has also seen a boost in the past fortnight.
At the moment, we're running into the 70% already, and we should hopefully hit with a number of resorts 80% plus.
The reopening of the borders is promising no vacancy signs across the city.
September and October figures are actually ahead of last year.
The coast is now the most popular Queensland destination, being searched on booking site whatif.com. Interest in holidays here has surged more than 500%. Premium hotels like Arise Ruby aren't seeing those same levels of interest. It's heavily discounting rooms to get day trippers to stay longer.
3-night stay for $3.99, including spa vouchers, free parking, late checkouts, the whole lot.
But competition is fierce.
3 of our resorts have actually got 40% off normal rates at the moment.
A win-win as holidaymakers grab a cheap getaway on the coast. Dion Savage, 7 Gold Coast News.
Gold Coasters have shivered through another chilly morning. 7 News meteorologist Tony Auden joins us with the temperatures.
Thank you, Amanda. Yes, early risers had to rug up this morning. Well, not quite as cold as yesterday morning. It was a chilly start right across the Gold Coast. It all began on Saturday. Those gusty westerly winds brought that cold air up from down south. Then while we've enjoyed a couple of sunny days since, as those winds have eased, temperatures have plummeted overnight. Let's check today's numbers. Canungra dropped to freezing before posting a top of 22 degrees, 7 to 21 at Coolangatta, while the Seaway stayed in double figures last night just. Now, we are expecting some warmer nights later on. I'll be back soon with the forecast.
Thanks, Tony. A massive party's been busted for breaching COVID rules. We'll reveal the huge number who attended next.
Plus, Laurie Lawrence's bizarre way of proving his pools are COVID-free.
A whale's spectacular leap out of the water off the Tweed.
And how you can still run the Gold Coast Marathon despite its cancellation.
On 7 News, Victoria's coronavirus outbreak worsens now the border back down. M1 holiday gridlock at Burleigh.
The flying kangaroo fights back.
With new flights for Queenslanders. Social media scandal, why TikTok could be banned, and why these $2.50 family meals are taking off. 7 News at 6.
As the sun goes down, see what else is going down in Bangkok.
We have to arrest him.
There's big trouble, and our cameras catch it all.
No, it's illegal. Of course it's illegal. Welcome to Thailand.
The new series, Busted in Bangkok, Wednesday on 7.
Happy birthday!
Today, Dad got me a car for my 18th. Man, I miss him so much.
Help your family's life go on, even after yours. Search Medibank Life Insurance today.
It feels like we've had all the time in the world. But now, it's time to drive. Feel the freedom of getting back on the road and seeing where it takes you. In the Lexus IS, NX, UX, or RX. It's time to drive. At your nearest Lexus dealer.
When it comes to renovating, we make a pretty good team.
One of us handles the construction
and the other handles the design. But while we're both great at what we do, when it comes to electrical, plumbing and air conditioning, we call Fallon Solutions.
Here's Lisa. She got no assistance lifting this heavy bag of cement and sprang a leak. But Lisa has poise.
New Poise Thin and Discreet Extra Pads are 45% thinner than Poise Extra Pads with the same protection. It takes Poise.
There are many ways to collaborate online, but if you need to do it safely, privately, and securely, there's WebEx.
There's pet stores, then there's Pet Barn. Our team of over 4,000 know everything there is to know about pets. We're experts in dog grooming and have over 800 Green Cross vets and specialists across the country. But what we're most proud of is the $13 million we've donated and the 50,000 pets we've adopted into new homes. It's what makes Pet Barn more than just a pet store. Shop now with our same-day delivery and price match promise.
Once again, our kids' calendars are busier than ours, and we only ever want the best for them. But sometimes rushing around can leave them worn out, even sick. If that happens, there's children's Panadol, which can start to reduce fever in just 15 minutes. But before they get sick, maybe we could slow down and rethink ways to make things easier for them. And for us. Together, let's rethink care.
Because sometimes it's more than just growing pains. Bupa offers an online program to help you manage your mental well-being. Bupa, because life happens. Call today.
Shut up and take my money.
Nothing like a party in the summertime. Nothing like seeing you, baby, looking so fine. Ooh, nothing like a party.
Queensland's fresh food crisis. Now they're almost giving it away. 5-star meals from the menus of Queensland's master chefs. Feeding a family for $2.50 a meal. Halving your weekly shopping bill and ready to eat. Why it's flying off the shelves on 7 News at 6 o'clock.
As we mentioned earlier, it's been chaotic on our roads all afternoon. It followed a serious incident on the M1 at Burleigh around midday. A pedestrian was struck by a vehicle heading north on the M1 near the Tallabudgera Creek Bridge overpass. Drivers were caught in traffic gridlock through Reedy Creek, Currumbin and Palm Beach. Police diverted many drivers off the M1 onto other roads, causing a build-up in surrounding areas, with long lines of traffic snaking back as far as the Gold Coast Highway at Currumbin. Health authorities have slammed partygoers who attended an event near Mullumbimby at the weekend. Police were called to break it up after reports of more than 1,000 revellers gathered at a Wilsons Creek property. New South Wales COVID regulations only allow 20 people.
The cavalier disregard of 1,000 people to get together, ignore physical distancing and put at risk all the great work our communities have done for 4 to 5 months, I was dumbfounded.
Police also dispersed around 100 people from a second house party in Byron Bay. With most swimming schools back in business, Supercoach Laurie Lawrence is ensuring his pools are safer than ever. He claims they're now COVID-proof. Swallowing swimming pool water never tasted so good. Beautiful. The pool at Laurie Lawrence's Burleigh Swim School is so clean you can drink it.
No fear of swimming here. COVID, get out. We've got it beat.
A purification system was installed during the COVID shutdown and is now replacing chlorine in his indoor and outdoor pools.
It affects the teacher's skin, the parent's skin, all that.
The technology developed by Nerang company Brower Industries helps kill germs without using chemicals, instead using a super concentration of oxygen and ultraviolet light.
Killing the virus actually 3,500 times faster than what chlorine can do in the water.
It also means no chemical smell or taste in the water.
It's pretty much hopping into a freshwater stream.
And allows people with allergies to swim without fear.
You don't get the byproduct of chlorine, which is the chloramines, which gives you the smell, gives you allergies, asthma.
As well as getting rid of any dangerous germs. Well, keen runners and joggers would have been treating aching muscles today if our famous Gold Coast Marathon hadn't been cancelled by COVID concerns. But they can still take part for free this month in a slightly different format, and we'll reveal how shortly. But sports just ahead and an unlucky break for a son.
Yes, well, teen superstar Matt Rowell is facing at least a few weeks on the sidelines after suffering a sickening injury in their loss to Geelong. We'll hear from the club next. Plus, the Titans cop some injury concerns of their own after facing the Sharks.
Tomorrow on Sunrise, from cupboards that clean your clothes to rotating TV.
The future is here and it will transform your home.
See you tomorrow, Gold Coast.
On 7 News, Victoria's coronavirus outbreak worsens. Now the border back down. M1 holiday gridlock at Burleigh.
The flying kangaroo fights back.
With new flights for Queenslanders. Social media scandal, why TikTok could be banned, and why these $2.50 family meals are taking off. 7 News at 6.
Peter Falconio shot by a gunman who attempted to abduct his girlfriend, Joanne Lees.
They found the killer.
He was the murderer.
Or did they? The murder you thought was solved.
34 inconsistencies.
It's what you don't know that will shock the world.
No one doubts me.
I couldn't believe this had never seen the light of day.
We reopen the case.
Without a body and without a motive, you've lost two essential parts to a murder.
Did they get the right man?
The event that will make world headlines.
There is so much more to this story than people ever imagined.
Murder in the Outback. Sunday on 7.
Silly cat. Up to 12 hours of joint pain relief? You're kidding me. She'll start exercising again. And I don't do exercise. Hey, don't watch that. Watch me.
With just 2 applications a day, Voltaren Osteogel 12 hourly gives you joint pain relief for the whole day and all night.
Actually, exercise is not so bad.
Voltaren, the joy of movement.
She loves cats. So tonight, I'll borrow my neighbor's. My babies.
Temptations cat treats.
Looking for a simple way to help maintain strong bones? Try Ostalin from Chemist Warehouse. Ostalin Calcium and Vitamin D3 helps increase calcium intake and absorption, while a daily dose of Ostalin Vitamin D3 1000 IU promotes calcium absorption and helps keep muscles and bones strong. Right now at Chemist Warehouse, Ostalin value packs are only $24.99 each. Choose Ostalin, Australia's #1 bone health brand. Live, look, feel well at Chemist Warehouse.
When the road calls, here's the very best way to answer. The BMW X3 S-Drive 20i from $69,900 drive away. Joy is coming.
Hyaluronic acid. There's a reason dermatologists love it.
L'Oréal Paris introduces a powerful new serum, the new Revitalift Filler Hyaluronic Acid Serum. Our highest concentration of hyaluronic acid deeply hydrates, smooths the skin surface and replumps lines from within. In 6 weeks, wrinkles are visibly reduced by 47%.
Now we're talking.
The new Revitalift Filler Hyaluronic Acid Serum from Australia's #1 anti-aging skincare brand, L'Oréal Paris.
Well worth it.
Treat yourself to a smooth, delicious barista-made McCafe coffee and we could treat you to a free coffee every day for a year. Drive through and buy any McCafe drink and go in the running to be your local McCafe winner.
Has your life been turned upside down by a work accident? Talk to Australia's #1 law firm. Morris Blackburn Lawyers will maximise your claim so you can get on with your life again. Call us now. It costs nothing to know where you stand.
On 7 News, Victoria's coronavirus outbreak worsens. Now the border back down. M1 holiday gridlock at Burleigh.
The flying kangaroo fights back.
With new flights for Queenslanders. Social media scandal, why TikTok could be banned, and why these $2.50 family meals are taking off. 7 News at 6.
The Suns have set up camp in Wollongong with 29 players, including injured star Matt Rowell. The club is contemplating its next step after the 19-year-old dislocated his shoulder.
Settling in for a 2-week stay, introducing the South Coast Suns, or rather...
Hopefully we can turn the Wollongong Suns into a power machine for the next 2 weeks.
Sideline superstar Matt Rowell made the trip. He had to be held back on Saturday after dislocating his shoulder in the opening term.
He was coming back on, he wanted to, but no, it's the right call by medical department.
The club has no clear read on when he can return. Rehab or reconstruction seems inevitable.
We also want to make sure that we make the right decision for Matt, and that'll be done in consultation with Matt and his family.
The middle quarters of their clash with the Cats showed the Coasters can put up a fight without him.
But King, who's kicked two this term himself from 45, what about this young man?
He showed a bit of resilience to fight back against a really strong and experienced footy club.
But the Cats clawed further ahead in the final term, and a former Suns captain had the last laugh.
Ablett from outside 50 with a booming drop punt. 350 games to the master.
Victorious by 37 points, Geelong were all class. Ablett, alongside Joel Selwood, a hero of Rouse, shared words of support with the injured son.
He's going to be a hell of a player, and I'm sure we already know that we're all going to look forward to watching him for years to come.
Mitchell Crone, 7 Gold Coast News.
5 Melbourne AFL teams have arrived to set up base on the coast for the next few weeks. North Melbourne checked in this afternoon, sharing the Mercure Hotel in Carrara with the Western Bulldogs and Carlton. Richmond and Essendon will set up camp at KDV's new accommodation centre before moving into Royal Pines. A future Titans star has emerged from their crushing loss to Cronulla. Darling Downs product Beau Fermor showed glimpses of brilliance in his NRL debut.
The Sharks attacked first, but a sloppy offload allowed Corey Thompson to run the full field.
Moylan pulls up, Thompson will run away.
And an arm wrestle ensued.
Fafita hung on to it.
4 points in return came off the back of a debutante's big break as Beau Fermor bolted away.
Fermor's away, into space, comes towards Dugan.
He's a great player for the future for us and showed that today.
He broke through again not long after, but the play, as with many, was wasted.
The better side in the first half and created enough opportunities, didn't quite finish them off.
And the Sharks smelled blood, savaging the hosts in the second.
Finds Nakora, he'll pat it down. His players around him. Johnson finds Brayley, he'll reach out.
Fatigue had set in with only 15 players available. Mitch Rain sidelined with a knee injury. Tanner Boyd with his shoulder.
Which is not great, so I have to get that looked at, and Tanner's okay, which is good.
The Sharks piled on the pain with 5 straight tries. The Titans slumping to a 30-point drubbing.
We thought we were just going to go on with the second half and forget that you got to work hard and earn the right again.
Mitchell Crone, 7 Gold Coast News.
A group of divers has had a spectacular close encounter with a humpback whale off Tweed Heads. The giant mammal breached just metres from their boat on Saturday morning.
Oh my God.
Yeah, passengers on board the Tweed Gold Coast dive charter boat also managed to snap some incredible underwater images of a separate pod which came over for a closer look. Now to the weather, and 7 News meteorologist Tony Auden. Are these cold nights set to hang around?
Well, Rod, don't throw away the extra layers just yet. The nights will warm up slightly towards the end of the week. Amanda, I'll have the forecast coming up next.
Thanks, Tony. Also coming up after the break, the Gold Coast Marathon is still going ahead, just not the usual way.
7 Gold Coast News is getting behind local businesses. We've joined forces with Radio Hit 90.9 to highlight the best in your view. Hit station Helensvale was voted Best Gym or Wellness Centre. You can still vote at the Hit 90.9 website for Best Bakery. And from tomorrow, vote for Best Brewery, Winery or Distillery.
G'day, I'm Alex. I'm 110% ready to fall in love.
I could definitely fall in love with Alex. No one's ever done something like this for me.
I don't want to watch someone fall in love in front of me.
I've bitten off a bit more than what I can chew. I think this farmer is one step closer to finding his wife.
New farmer wants a wife. This July on 7.
Has your life been turned upside down by a road accident? Talk to Australia's #1 law firm. Morris Blackburn Lawyers will maximise your claim so you can get on with your life again. Call us now. It costs nothing to know where you stand.
When you start with pork mince, who knows where you'll end up? Get some pork on your fork.
I'm gonna get you, you beautiful, shiny... Oh, you've gone. Come here and reveal yourself, my most precious... Oh, you've gone. Any second now, I'll have you in my...
Whiskers, feed their curiosity.
Construction on Cross River Rail is well and truly underway, which means more jobs and more training opportunities for Queenslanders as we unite and recover against COVID-19. Search Cross River Rail for everything you need to know. Authorised by the Queensland Government, Brisbane.
It's back, the ultimate cheesy garlic bread sub. Make your favourite sub inside hot, cheesy garlic bread. Give in to the ultimate cheesy garlic bread sub. Give in to fresh, give in to Subway. If these fresh, marinated chicken roasting pieces were any more convenient, we'd have to come to your house and roast them for you. Which would be weird. Or would it? Now just $4.99 a kilo. Aldi. Good, different.
Are you unable to work due to illness or injury? You could claim insurance as part of your super. Talk to Australia's #1 law firm today. Morris Blackburn Lawyers will maximise your claim. Call for your free super check now. It costs nothing to know where you stand.
Right now, the comfort of our home has never been more important. So it's good to know that at Fantastic Furniture, you can shop our entire range in-store or online, now with contactless delivery and click and collect services. Find your Fantastic today.
Sharon Godella has the main stories coming up shortly in the news at 6.
Rod, the story's coming up in just a few minutes. Victoria's COVID crisis worsens. Now the big border back down and what the queues are like at the Tweed. AFL's mass exodus to Queensland. Melbourne teams arrive on the Gold Coast. Also tonight, fire heroes fight flames to rescue trapped teenagers. The school holiday traffic nightmare on the M1 at Burleigh. Underground blasting about to begin. Crucial details for residents. New flights for Queenslanders.
The flying kangaroo fights back.
Why the reopening of the Sunshine Coast Airport turned bizarre. Social media scandal why TikTok could soon be banned. The Story Bridge turns 80, the plans for a spruce up. And the $2.50 family meals really taking off, where you can get them. 7 News up shortly.
The Gold Coast Marathon should have been run over the weekend, but it is still possible to take part this month, but in a way nobody expected at the start of the year.
They've been lining up since 1979, but 2020 has been full of surprises and kept organisers of the major event on their toes.
Disappointed when we had to cancel the actual Gold Coast Marathon.
I competed, for 20 years as a professional athlete, and I never experienced anything like this in my career.
And while COVID-19 has stopped virtually everything in its tracks, the marathon is still up and running.
That's it.
8,000 runners from 60 countries will still compete in 2020, but virtually.
It fills that void of what do I train for now when so many races have been cancelled.
Importantly, it allows us to still promote the Gold Coast globally, gives our loyal runners an opportunity to still have a Gold Coast Marathon experience.
Entrants can download their personalised race bib and share their results online, competing with runners from around the globe in a range of distances from 2Ks for kids to the full 42 gruelling kilometres.
There's a fair bit of honesty involved, but we find that works well for us.
And if you don't like your result, you can do it again the next week.
It's free to enter through the month of July, and the big winner this year will be the Gold Coast.
It allows us to stay engaged with those people and encourage them to come back in 2021.
Well, weather now, and our own meteorologist Tony Auden has it all. How's it looking for the rest of the holidays, Tony?
Well, Rod, it is winter, so don't throw away those extra layers just yet. But having said that, we are expecting some slightly warmer nights later in the week. With that, some extra cloud and even some showers. Now, speaking of cloud, yesterday's high-level cloud helped deliver this spectacular sunset, looking west from Surfers Paradise over the Gold Coast hinterland. Gee, I love the sunsets at this time of year. Checking the current conditions, and here in Surfers Paradise, it's 18 degrees right now with winds out of the southeast. Across the coast today, Canungra coldest overnight, down to freezing there. Coolangatta dropped to 7. Then under mostly sunny skies, tops in the low 20s. Onto the satellite, a high pressure system centred around Adelaide is continuing to push cool southerly winds up into Queensland, while lighter winds at night have allowed those minimum temperatures to really plummet. Tomorrow, the high centre ambles down near Tasmania, but we'll still see those cool southerly winds along the southern Queensland coast. That'll change a bit more on Wednesday when winds turn onshore and that cloud really starts to thicken. Across the Gold Coast tomorrow, another chilly night, then there'll be some sunshine on offer to help you warm up during the day. Just a little burst of cloud from late morning to the early parts of the afternoon. 9 up to 21 degrees at the Seaway, 10 to 21 at Coolangatta, with Nerang coldest overnight on just 6 degrees. For Surfers Paradise tomorrow, the Bureau is calling it partly cloudy, but there will be plenty of sunny breaks around. 9 to a top of 21 degrees, a slim chance of a shower late in the day, not much at all. Boaties, breezy, southerly winds at 15 to 20 knots, seas up around at 2 metres. Now checking the surf, a new southerly swell kicked in today. It reached almost 2 metres offshore, but it barely was felt on the beaches. Just some small peelers at Burleigh this morning. Tomorrow, much the same. Clean but small on the points all day, while the beaches will get a bit more size, 2 to 3 feet there, but you will need to go early before those winds turn onshore. So looking further ahead, overnight minimums back up into double figures from Wednesday onwards as that cloud thickens. We're looking at those showers setting in and likely to continue through to the weekend and even the early parts of next week. But Rod and Amanda, some good news, there will be plenty of dry breaks as well, so a good chance to get the kids out and about for the rest of the school holidays.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Tony. We'll be back with more Gold Coast news at 5:30 tomorrow.
The news at 6 is starting now from the Gold Coast News team. Good night.
Tonight in 7 News, Victoria's COVID hell.